Hey guys, it's Penelope in London. I'm running through the Pisces full moon. I'm just going to briefly give you an idea of through the houses, what it means. It's happening in my third house. It's happening in the UK at 6:22 a.m. And if you're in the East Coast of America, it's 1:22 a.m. on the 2nd of September. And if you're in California, then it's 22:22 p.m. on the 1st. So what we have is a Pisces full moon, and the next new moon is going to be in Virgo. And basically at the moment what we've got, I want to just run through this here, that we've got the full moon is going to be at 10 degrees of Pisces, and you can see it's opposite to the sun. That's a full moon. When the moon is on top of the sun, then it's a new moon, so that you understand if you're looking at a chart. What we have up here, I want to explain this symbolism that's going on that we've been working with over the last year. So Pluto is basically the transformation, regeneration, and its power, okay? And it's also death and rebirth, and it's the end of things. It's like Judgment Day, and it can also bring rise to obsessions, and also on the dark end of, the planet, like we have the light of a planet, and the darker end, it's where we can, succumb to urges, or where we have an ability at the higher end to get to the core of things and destroy the negative things so that we can begin to heal and transform. And that's what Pluto's trying to help us do at the moment in society. We're trying to transform something. That's the whole point. And because it's in Capricorn, it's about personal, where we want to, the transformation and the evolution, and it's where we can feel hindered, but ultimately where we need to, look at our efforts and make efforts to put things in place that are going to be better for society and all of us. So this current configuration has really helped to push to evolve. It's helping us push to evolve, because with Saturn there, Saturn is to do with restriction, order, maturity, and time. And Saturn's like a strict teacher, and it's about our own maturity. And it's where we get the wisdom, but we're not just given what we need, we have to work towards it. And because also it's in Saturn, it's where we've got determination, and we can again create great things and great changes for the future. But it's not easy for us at the moment, because all of this stuff is squaring Mars, which is causing a lot of anger and frustration because of what's going on in the world. With Jupiter, this can mean, it can mean happiness, and where we're expansive and optimism, and it symbolizes growth and expansion, ethics, faith, law. And because of this, we want to be, not use it in a negative way, because it can also be where we're extremist or immoral. So we can see how this is playing out for all of us. At the moment, it's all trining to Mercury here, and then we've got a trine to the sun, and then as the sun goes forward, in the coming weeks, it's going to trine all of this up here, but we still got the squares going on and the opposition to Venus, which is to do with our needs, and where we're trying to sort out our inner world and our needs. So let's see now, if you've got the full moon falling in your your first house. We're going to go to the first house first of all. But first, a little recap on what this means, the Pisces full moon. The moon in Pisces is about its great sensitivity, and it's where we're very perceptive of our surroundings. We've got to remember that the ruler of Pisces is Neptune, and also the Pisces holds the 12th house, which is about endings. It's where we can feel insecure, and we may be passive, and we may, sort of wait and see. So really, it's a good time to turn inwards for this full moon at this time. And it's to do with our spiritual search, and it's to do with the great imagination. So we might have, interesting dreams over the next 24 hours, for instance. I dream a lot myself in sleep time. We can be docile, and, we might be dreaming of being idealism, and we can let our imagination run away with us. So we've got to make sure that we're not running away with ourselves and being over the top with our dreams, and also accepting reality, you know, that in between imagination we've got, you know, and what's going on, there is a reality that we've got to look at. It's a good time to avoid any, you know, mind altering substances at this time. You know, if you're thinking of doing anything like that, it's better not to do it with this moon. It also, you know, our dreams can sort of be a lifeboat to us as well, you know, give us answers and solutions. So if you've got the moon falling in your first house, I've got it in my third house. It's actually going to be falling on my natal Lilith, which will be interesting. I can feel it already. The full moon in the first house, it's about self, it's about me, and it's looking for attention and also working on being self-assertive. So it's like, you know, you want to know, how do I count? Where do I fit in? And we want to balance this out with our emotions, because we can be very emotional right now with that in the first house. Like, we're wearing our emotions and the public will see them. You know, it'll be quite obvious to people what we're feeling. And it's a good time, you know, to just, that you might be tested. So, you know, just take a step back. In the second house, it's about power and control and, you know, joint finances. And for the next few weeks ahead, the full moon always affects the next 2 weeks ahead. So it's looking at our values and what makes us feel comfortable. And it's about, you know, bringing balance to that, and with regard to intimacy and how we share and our own values, and, you know, how people have been, you know, how we feel, how people treat us as well. You know, it's about our own comfort zone and looking after our own needs, because the ruler of the second house is Taurus, not the ruler. The second house is ultimately Taurus. Even if your Pisces is there, you've still got that going on. In the third house, which I've got, the next 2 weeks is where I may feel restless, and, you know, and I basically will be catching up with things and getting things organized, running my errands. And also, I might have a lot of people who want to speak to me over the next few weeks, and then also in sorting out important documents. And it's also about short journeys. So really, again, it's finding balance. It's like, you know, how can I free myself so that I can be more adventurous and have some freedom? So I know what I'm up to with that there, what, you know, I'm currently feeling in my life. So the interesting thing is with the planets aren't doing anything to us. If we understand what we're feeling, then we can understand what the planets are telling us. This is the way astrology works. In the fourth house, this is to do with your home and family. So, you know, home and your home life. So it's where you want to sort out your domestic matters and get balanced attention with that, and, you know, prioritize what needs sorting out in your home, and also with your property. That could be what you're paying attention to at this time. In the fifth house, if your moon, your Pisces is fifth house, like 10 degrees. So you're looking for Pisces 10 degrees of your chart, and that's where the full moon is falling. In the fifth house, it's where you want fun, and you might have some bigger goals that you're looking at, and you want pleasure. So, and also it's about self-expression and where we're romantic as well, and it's about children. So it can be that we're creating a project, and, you know, we want to finish a project, or it could be that we're doing stuff with children as well, and working with our children, helping our children out, and bringing in joy into our lives, and our inner child as well. The sixth house here, you can basically, you're going to be looking at health and diet, and, you know, what are you needing to really resolve with your health and your diet, and what is the light shining, the full moon light, what is it shining, what's your health and diet and your routines like. And also it's to do with work, and it's also to do with the small animals. So it's also looking at your work conditions. Are they annoying you? And, you know, how can you make your life better? What needs to be completed in your work life and in your health as well? What do you need to work on? In the seventh house, the full moon is to do with balance of other, and it represents our really important one-to-one relationships and significant others, or business partners or adversaries. It's where we need to find balance with in partnerships, and we might be tested, you know, with people, and also we might connect with somebody really special in our lives as well over this time. In the eighth house, if your moon is falling there, then it's what do you need to feel secure, and because it's about when we merge with others with regard to, you know, our financial stuff and otherwise. And it's basically, you know, sorting out any money that's coming in or going out and where we're sharing money, and also looking for support at this time if we need support, financial support. The full moon in the 9th house, if you're having that there, then this is about, you know, that where we're philosophical, and it's about faith, and also it can be to do with some mundane affairs, but it's to do with travel as well. So it could be that, you know, we're seeking to travel somewhere, so we can also education and higher education and the bigger picture. In the 10th house, it's where everybody notices us. It's our public image. It's where people see us in the world. So we need to be graceful how we're out there, but also be considerate of others. And, you know, we might have been hiding ourselves away and we want to take it easy, but also look at your career matters and see what's going on there. And it could be new job opportunities, for instance, that are coming up at this time. And it's taking charge of our own lives and being responsible. In the 11th house, we've got where it's to do with, you know, activities and others and groups of people, and our happiness and our joy. You know, it's our hopes and dreams as well, the 11th house. So what you could do is look at, you know, your humanitarian side, and, you know, are you helping people? Do people need help? And, you know, also your private time, you know, do you need some private time as well at this time? The next, finally, is the 12th house. So if your moon is falling in the 12th house, you know, you might feel really that you just want to be on your own, that you feel you want to turn inward, and you need to, you know, maybe meditate or look after your body and your inner needs, your inner world, your psyche and dreams, and looking beneath the surface into the depths of your psyche. And, you know, it's where secrets are revealed and private matters, and also looking at our health care, our own health care, you know, and working on a project, bringing projects to fruition and to the end of that. So for me, this full moon is, you know, hitting my Lilith, and it's also on my, I've got the sun is landing on my Pluto and on my Uranus for me. So it's very important that you look at your aspects, because the moon is individual to all of us. We've got the collective chart, but then it's individual to every single one of us. So that's it for today. If you want me to help you read your chart, I read charts, and I do help people look at complex PTSD through my study of Pete Walker, complex PTSD from surviving to thriving and such like, and also healing. This is a healing tool. This is what astrology is. So it's not that the planets are doing anything, but it's showing us what we're feeling and what we need to maybe focus to, you know, get the best out of our lives. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you later.